You would think, ABC, having just paid $15 million for a defamation lawsuit, would think not to engage in conspiracy theories about assassination attempts, but I guess that's too much to ask from The View. I mean, I got to ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
Absolutely not.
What goes down when Karoline Leavitt rolls out of bed, hits the drama switch, and slaps The View with a lawsuit like it's her full-time gig? Apparently, total financial meltdown for the daytime divas. Yep, Karoline's back in the courtroom, and this lawsuit is so massive it could probably apply for its own zip code. Is this the glitter bomb nail in The View's designer coffin? Could Joy Behar be prepping to launch an Etsy side hustle selling passive-aggressive embroidered pillows just to pay off the fallout? Don't blink. This TV courtroom clash is messier than a wine-fueled showdown at a Real Housewives reunion.
She's also 27 and arguably quite glamorous. So of course, the kind and progressive voices at The View reacted to her appointment like this.
I think she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
Karoline Leavitt just pulled the unthinkable again. She marched straight into the glitter-drenched circus of daytime TV, stared down the reigning queens of interruption, and sued the sequins right off their set. That's right, again. Because apparently one legal throwdown wasn't enough to get The View's producers to reconsider their habit of treating controversy like it's a lifestyle brand.
Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years. They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show.
Turns out Karoline isn't just breaking out in hives over liberal media antics. She's practically made a career out of hauling it into court with the kind of grit most people use to yank their dog out of a mud puddle. And with this latest legal grenade, she might have finally done it. The View isn't just rattled, it's teetering like a tipsy table at a reality show reunion.
Oh, yeah. Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Mm-hmm. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason.
So what lit the fuse on Karoline's latest legal roundhouse? Apparently, she reached her courtroom limit after once again being served up as the daily entree on The View's never-ending buffet of outrage. No need for sarcastic air quotes. We know the drill. 5 hosts, 2 coffee mugs, and a deep well of well-rehearsed condescension. But unlike the rest of us who just rage scroll, Karoline filed the papers. And this time, it's not just a wrist slap. It's a lawsuit so massive it could ping on NASA's next satellite switch.
But Karoline didn't just rage scroll like the rest of us. She filed the paperwork. And this time, it's not a slap on the wrist. It's a lawsuit so big, it might show up on NASA's next satellite scan.
I mean, you'll deal with these kind of crazy questions from the White House podium. How do you plan to deal with it?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I absolutely will. I feel prepared to do that. I've been facing the media now, speaking on behalf of President Trump on the campaign trail for the past couple of years, and we are expecting the media to be hostile. However, Kaylee, if you do talk to a lot of these reporters off the record, they will tell you they look forward to more press transparency and access. And while we will expose the fake news when they are fake, we will hold them accountable for their lies and smears of President Trump. I can also assure the American people that they are going to be hearing directly from the leader of the free world.
Now here's where it gets truly delicious. This isn't just about bruised egos. We're talking alleged defamation, character assassination, and what Karoline's legal team is calling a full-blown smear campaign masquerading as coffee table chit-chat. Imagine lighting a match in a candle shop and then blaming the explosion on aromatherapy. That's the vibe. Inside is a Leavitt's lawsuit hinges on a brutally simple point. If a nationally broadcast talk show keeps treating her like a political pinata, they shouldn't be shocked when the pinata starts swinging back. While the hosts may think they are just tossing around snark and sipping tea, Her legal team sees it as a broadcasted hit job, complete with high-def takedowns, makeup tutorials, and well-timed sponsor shoutouts. But here's the genius part. She's not screaming into the social media void. She's coming in lawyered up and locked in, armed with timestamps, receipts, and a binder so thick it probably has its own zip code. And she's not just going after the panel. She's targeting the entire machine. If The View were a mansion, Karoline's lawsuit would name the drapes, the chandelier, and the poor intern who orders the lukewarm croissants financially. This isn't a drill. Word is, ABC's accounting team is already breaking into nervous sweats, haunted by déjà vu from the last courtroom round. Legal costs, sky high. Insurance premiums, orbit level. Behind the scenes, producers are whispering settlement like it's a forbidden incantation.
Many of you in the media clearly missed the art of the deal. You clearly failed to see what President Trump is doing here. You tried to say that the rest of the world would be moved closer to China when in fact we've seen the opposite effect. The entire world is calling the United States of America, not China, because they need our markets, they need our consumers, and they need this president in the Oval Office to talk to them. And that's exactly why more than 75 countries have called, because the United States of America is the best place in the world to do business. And as the president has shown great courage, as the secretary has said, in choosing to retaliate against China even.
Behind the cameras, it's a whole different broadcast. One where staffers reportedly navigate the studio like they're dodging subpoenas instead of cables. Morale? Think glitter bomb meets IRS audit. Joy might still be dishing punchlines on air, but off-screen, the real hits are coming from budget cuts. Promo shoots, disappearing like they never existed. Guest appearances, quietly vanishing. And the once glorious snack table? Sources say it's devolved into a BYO granola bar situation. Meanwhile, Karoline Leavitt is thriving. She's turned this legal whirlwind into a political stage production so sharp and deliberate, Shakespeare would blush, and conservative circles are eating it up. To them, she's the calm storm who brought down the cackling media titan with nothing but court filings and ice-cold poise. No fiery monologues, just laser-precise legal strikes. But don't confuse this for a headline grab. This is a financial siege. Her team isn't just after damages. They are building a case they claim proves a long-running, calculated smear campaign parading around as daytime chatter. And if that argument lands, the payout won't just sting. It could gut the show's financial core.aes for the network. They're keeping up appearances, but insiders whisper it's all smoke and stage lights. Legal teams are on red alert. PR is reportedly teetering at Defcon meltdown, and advertisers, some are already inching toward the exits, gripping their marketing budgets like emergency flotation devices.
First of all, the Democrat Party has gone woke and now they have gone broke. They have their lowest approval ratings ever, and they are rallying around two of the most far-left leaders in their party, AOC and Jasmine Crockett. So that tells you the current state of the Democrat Party.
Turns out, some brands weren't exactly thrilled to find themselves unwittingly underwriting what may soon be Exhibit A in a high-drama courtroom saga. And here's where things really get spicy. While The View scrambles to patch the leaks, Karoline's social media is booming. Every freshly filed court document is pure content gold. More clicks, more likes, more donations. She's evolved from a media target into a headline-generating force powered by legal drama, and iced coffee conservative commentators have already crowned her the future of media warfare, not by yelling into cameras, but by dragging them into court. While others rant on podcasts, Karoline drops legal filings like they're diss tracks. It's not just conservatism, it's courtroom conservatism. Fewer rants, more cease and desist letters and ratings. Let's just say The View isn't exactly smashing Nielsen records right now. With a lawsuit looming and backstage vibes teetering on the edge of chaos, viewers are reportedly tuning out. What once felt like a cultural mainstay now reads more like a liability in designer heels. Sponsorships are drying up fast. Because let's be honest, no brand wants their logo parked next to a defamation claim. That's not the kind of promo that moves mascara or yoga mats. One insider even joked that their next sponsor might be a litigation firm. Meanwhile, Karoline's not lifting her foot off the gas. Word is her legal team is combing through old footage like archivists on a mission, possibly setting the stage for a sequel or a series. If The View thought this was a one and done, they might want to start binge-watching their own episodes with legal counsel on speed dial.
You do know that you're walking into hostile territory, right?
Certainly do. And look, I think I'm well prepared for that. And I'm incredibly honored that President Trump has instilled confidence in me to speak on his behalf behind the White House podium. It's been an honor to have a front row seat to the greatest political comeback in history. And as you mentioned in your monologue, Sean, President Trump is putting together a brilliant cabinet of fantastic America First fighters, from Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, who are going to cut the waste out of our federal bureaucracy, to Susie Wiles, who is going to serve as the first female chief of staff in history. Take that, Mark Cuban, to Tom Homan. No one better to secure the border than him.
The mission: a full-blown reckoning with what Karoline Leavitt dubs the mean girls in makeup empire of television. And if she wins, the word cancelled might need a serious redefinition. Even a fraction of the damages her legal team is demanding could leave The View staring down a future with fewer hosts, fewer sponsors, and far fewer unchecked zingers before someone picks up the phone and calls legal. Here's the twist: Leavitt has mastered the art of the dual persona. In one world, she's the villain, the political specter haunting The View's echo chamber. In another, she's a folk hero, rallying her base with court filings and icy resolve. This isn't just controversy, it's calculated branding. She's not avoiding the drama. She's Monetizing it, packaging it, and turning it into political capital. And if you think this is all ego, think again. Karoline's playing chess, not checkers. Every lawsuit is a campaign ad in disguise. Every legal victory is a polling boost. She's not just building visibility. She's constructing a political resume that reads less like punditry and more like a media takedown artist in heels. While The View clings to PR talking points and praise for calmer weather, Karoline's already scanning the skies for her next strike. Because for her, this isn't just about one. It's about dismantling what she sees as a decades-old machine that's turned gossip into a weapon, all under the soft lighting of daytime TV.
For what the president's justification is for these tariffs. It's not up to you. You're not the president, Gabe.
To hire a spokesperson just so that Elon Musk doesn't put out tweets that then confuse federal workers.
Are my press briefings not good enough for you, Jackie?
Karoline Leavitt didn't just file a lawsuit. She launched a political brand. Courtrooms have become her TikTok set, and depositions. Just long-form content drops with overhead lighting and a side of legal drama. Every hearing feels like a new episode in the Karoline cinematic universe, packed with rage-tinted headlines, hot takes spiked with conspiracy theories, and a three-part Instagram saga starring coffee, contempt, and constitutional fireworks. And it's working, big time. Her social media stats look like a 90s bodybuilding poster. Numbers up, muscles flexed, vibes unhinged. Followers surging. Engagement through the roof. Donation link getting more action than The View's applause button. Forget commercials. Karoline is the ad. A viral fusion of crusader and casualty. She's litigating her way into the hearts of every Fox News intern with Wi-Fi and a political science degree. Conservative media, they're devouring it. She's already been canonized somewhere between Ronald Reagan and a bald eagle wearing couture. Karoline's not just a talking head anymore. She's an avatar of Instagram perfect indignation, leading the charge against what she frames as the glitter-coated theatrics of liberal media, armed with nothing but court filings and a well-angled highlight filter. And the part that truly rattles her critics? She's not even raising her voice. The lawsuits are loud enough on their own.
If you heard that type of violent, enticing rhetoric from our side of the aisle, from Republican leaders on Capitol Hill, I think there would be a lot more outrage in this room today. It's unacceptable, the comments that have been made by these Democrat leaders, and frankly, they don't even know what they're talking about. Because President Trump was elected with a mandate from the American people to make this government more efficient. He campaigned across this country with Elon Musk, vowing that Elon was going to head up the Department of Government Efficiency, and the two of them, with a great team around them, were going to look at the receipts.
This is where the tables turn, and not in the glitzy, wine-slinging, reality reunion kind of way. Usually, The View is the one roasting guests into viral embers, flaming them like marshmallows at a Girl Scout bonfire. But now, they're the ones trending, And not for sass or sound bites, but for spiraling liability and a lawsuit they can't mean their way out of. Karoline didn't just crash the party, she rewrote the guest list. She's not mad at the media. She's monetizing the outrage. Packaging it, tagging it, shipping it out like premium content. What used to be a rebuttal is now a revenue stream. And the media, they are not just the messengers anymore. They are the merchandise. Back at the View, the glitter's gone dull and the vibe is pure crisis mode. The financial forecast. Bleak. You don't need to be a CPA to know that high-stakes lawsuits and PR implosions aren't exactly sponsor-friendly. Ratings are slipping. The applause is tepid. The ads are drying up. And the remaining brand partners, reportedly sweating harder than contestants on a game show called Lie Detector Live. Even loyal fans are feeling the shift. What once felt fiery now sounds forced. The banter is brittle. The laughs, thinner than Joy Behar's patience. And the forced chill? Well, it's hard to sparkle when you're hemorrhaging legal fees. Rumors of host shakeups and production pauses are getting louder. ABC XX are crunching numbers and whispering rebrands. How much longer can they keep this going before the quiet pull of the plug? Meanwhile, Karoline isn't slowing down. Sources say her legal team has enough binders to launch a Staples franchise. They are combing every clip, every episode, hunting for fresh legal ammunition. If The View even glances sideways at the wrong headline, she's ready to file faster than you can say reckless defamation. And this is just phase one. Leavitt isn't just targeting one talk show. She's coming for the whole liberal media matrix like it's legal whack-a-mole, and she's holding the mallet. This isn't a feud, it's a strategy, a blueprint, a case study in how to turn outrage into influence. She's transformed court filings into clout, visibility into political capital. If The View was the first to catch fire, it won't be the last. The slow-motion implosion isn't coming from ratings or relevance. It's being orchestrated by a Gen Z conservative who figured out you don't need to outshout the media when you can sue it into silence. It's excessive. To her followers, it's revolutionary. Leavitt's crusade isn't a stunt. It's a manifesto for a new kind of warfare. Less debate, more depositions. Forget clapbacks. This is court dates with teeth. And The View? They're learning the hard way. Karoline isn't backing down, but the show, at this pace, is barreling towards syndication limbo. Or worse, a quiet burial next to Montel and late-night infomercials. And oh, the irony. The loudest show on television, silenced not by cancellation or culture war, but by a stack of subpoenas and a woman who decided the punchline stops here. Call it karma. Call it reckoning. Call it Karoline, with a capital L for lawsuit. And with that, the only question left for The View may be, anyone know a good bankruptcy lawyer? Preferably one with a punchline.